are standing in front of the Ebenezer Baptist Church, and I have John and Laura with me, and they're going to tell us they are in town for a wedding, so they decided to do some sightseeing in the city of Atlanta, and they came to Ebenezer Baptist Church. So how was your experience when you went inside, you guys?
Emotional.
Emotional. Why would you say that?
Well, I mean, we were already over there, across the street, and just taking it all in as far as what really happened. I mean, we know the stories and everything, but just having that all together all at once is really, really intense. And just coming over here to see, where he gave service and where his mom was assassinated, and it's just really intense and sad. And we were just talking as we were coming across the street, like how we haven't really learned anything in 50 years, and that's, just as a people, and that's really upsetting to us.
And isn't it amazing that you live in a world for so long and there's so many things that you just don't know about the history of the world that we live in?
Yeah, we make it a point to go around the country. Like every time we're traveling, to go to national parks and stuff. And this is the one that was here and the closest one. But you never know what you're gonna take in, kind of. And we've been to fun ones, and this one's a little bit more solid.
A little bit more emotional. I see you're really emotional, really emotional. But I appreciate the honesty in your emotion, because it is a lot. I mean, it's not just black people's history, it's America's history. And when I can see people of a different race than I am get so emotional about our history, that makes me feel like we are just one.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's really hard when we haven't learned anything as a people.
But things like this make a difference.
Yeah.
People of different races. I want to thank you guys for allowing me to tape you. Did you have anything else to say about your visit to the Ebenezer Baptist Church?
No, it's beautiful. It's a beautiful church.
And anything about Atlanta? Your visit here?
It's hot. We like it.
Baptist Church, and I have here with me, what is your name?
My name is Thomson. I am from India. I've come here to receive an award for my social work in India.
Oh wow, what kind of work do you do in India?
I'm doing a lot of social works on behalf of Coca-Cola to village communities. We have adopted village communities and we have made them to be role model villages of India. So for my work in villages, they have invited me here. I met the CEO of Coca-Cola, and they have given an award and appreciation.
Oh wow, that's awesome. How long have you been in Atlanta visiting to get your award?
I've been here since the beginning of this week.
Okay, and when are you going back home?
I'll be going back next week.
Next week?
Yes.
Okay, well this is his first time. He didn't even know that this was Martin Luther King's church. So for him to be a pastor in his country and to be standing in front of Martin Luther King's church is amazing. So we're going to go ahead and go in together, and we're going to experience it together. It's his first time, and I haven't been in over about 15 years. So let's go ahead and go in.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Yes. Go ahead and open the door.
Yes, I just to see this church where the King Martin Luther was the pastor. I'm from India.
And you say what? For God so loved the world. Okay, so you supposed to be going to the church?
Yes, I just have.
We wanted to look around. I live in Atlanta. He's here from India.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, y'all can start downstairs. And
okay.
Take a look and see the church stuff and fellowship hall.
Okay.
And then up that way in the sanctuary and down the other side.
Okay, perfect. Thank you so much. All right. Where do you want to go first? I guess downstairs. Yeah, I'll follow you.
All right. Yeah. Yes. Welcome. Anywhere else? Fort Lauderdale. Florida and Texas. We got a lot of people in Florida and Texas. That's great. Wonderful. Welcome to Atlanta, Georgia. Welcome to this site. And welcome to this church. The word Ebenezer means the stone of help. Stone of help. Found in the Bible. 1 Samuel 7 and 12. So this church was founded upon those very principles. This church began in 1886 by Reverend John Parker. He and 13 faithful members began this church in a little box building. It was on Airline Street, a few blocks from where we are right now. Pastored the church for 8 years. 1894, he resigned. And Reverend Adam Daniel Williams became the pastor of this church in 1894. Reverend Adam Daniel Williams is the grandfather of Martin Luther King Jr. He's also the father-in-law of Martin Luther King Sr. He began pastoring this church in 1894, took it from 17 members to more than 75 members. First year he was serving as pastor. Church continued to grow. 1913, they purchased the land that this church is sitting on today on the corner of Jackson Street and Auburn Avenue. The very next year, 1914, they broke ground for this church. Once the fellowship hall portion, where you are right now, was complete, they began having services right here in the fellowship hall. And then in 1922, the entire church was complete. They held their very first services in the sanctuary of this church in 1922. 9 years later, in 1931, 1 week after celebrating his 37th pastoral anniversary, Reverend Adam Daniel Williams passed away, and the Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Sr. became the pastor of this church in 1931. In 1931, Martin Luther King Jr. was how old? In 1931. And this is on the test. Did they tell y'all we're going to have a test immediately following the president? They didn't tell y'all that upstairs? Okay. I'm just joking. Martin Luther King Jr. was born January?
31st.
What day?
31st.
January 15th. January 15th. Oh, that's cool. 29. So he was 2 years old when his father took over as a pastor of this church in 1931. 3 years later, age 5, Martin Luther King Jr. baptized right behind these green curtains. Right behind these green curtains was a baptismal pool. It's a regular stage today. Well, that's when little ML was baptized at age 5. Little ML, as they called him back then, was a very competitive young man when it came to big words. He loved big words, and he